I've seen you. I've patrolled these empty thoughts before, but I'm fixed now on the cure. I'm holding on to the last.
G'day travellers, welcome back to episode 2 of Adelaide. Today we check out my place of work while I'm up here in Adelaide. If you haven't yet seen episode 1, go click the card above. If not, prepare yourself for an insight view of the Garden of Unearthly Delights for the Adelaide Fringe Festival.
Come check out what I do for work. The reason I'm actually in Adelaide at the moment is for the Garden of Unearthly Delights. As some of you may have seen in previous videos, I've mentioned that I actually work in events. So I've come from Victoria all the way up to Adelaide in South Australia. And I'm just going to give you a bit of an insight of what my life is like when I'm at work.
The Garden of Unearthly Delights remains unrivaled as Australia's most vibrant and dynamic outdoor festival precinct. Each year, the Gardeners, a partnership between Strut and Fret Production House and Buxton Walker, create a unique physical playground including multiple performance venues, bars, carnival rides, an array of world foods, market stalls, and the most unexpected sideshow surprises. The Garden of Unearthly Delights began with just one Spiegel tent in 2000. Over the past 17 years, it has evolved into the greatest arts event in town and the heart of Adelaide's summer arts festival season. The Garden and its exceptional program of arts and entertainment create an electrifying energy throughout the city of Adelaide every summer. The Garden prides itself on its exceptional curated program, incorporating theatre, circus, dance, puppetry, physical comedy, family entertainment, stand-up, music, and so much more. The world-class temporary venues that are well-resourced and supported by a fantastic team of dedicated and passionate staff, a dynamic marketing campaign including a high-quality print program, print advertising, television and radio advertising, online advertising, street banners and more, and magnetism as a destination. In 2014, more than 800,000 people stepped through the Garden's gates. Over the past 17 years, they have built a committed audience who trust the Garden's programming and experiment with both old favourites and the latest newcomers. The Adelaide Fringe is the world's second largest annual arts festival, and the largest in the Southern Hemisphere, held in the South Australian capital of Adelaide. For 24 days and nights during February and March, it features more than 4,000 artists from around Australia and the world, featuring world premieres, hit shows, and new artists. Over 900 events are staged in pop-up venues in parks, warehouses, laneways, and disused buildings, as well as established venues such as theatres, hotels, art galleries, and cafes. The Fringe begins with free opening night celebrations, including a street parade through the city and parties at various venues. Street theatre artists from all over the world participate in 4 days and 4 nights of events as part of the Adelaide Fringe Street Theatre Festival. In a period in Adelaide's calendar referred to by locals as Mad March, the Adelaide Fringe is accompanied by Adelaide, a world music festival, and the Adelaide Festival. Other events occurring in Adelaide during this period include the Symphony Under the Stars and the Clipsal 500 car race. The festival attracts interstate and overseas visitors. 6% of the Fringe's 1,560,000 audience members are visitors to the city. Before you may have heard me mention the word Spiegel tent. This is a Spiegel tent. It's Dutch for mirror tent. It's a large travelling tent constructed in wooden canvas and decorated with mirrors and stained glass, intended as an entertainment venue. Originally built in Belgium during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, only a handful of these Spiegel tents remain in existence today. And these survivors continue to travel around the world, often as feature attractions at various international arts festivals such as the Garden of Unearthly Delights. Original Spiegel tents were constructed in the Flemish region of Belgium in the late 19th century as mobile dance halls. They were transported around the country and assembled for town fairs in areas that did not have a proper dance hall, some of which can take 2 or more days to put up, and to pull down it could take just as long. Deducted from my research, there's less than 30 of these left in the world, and I had the absolute pleasure to work on the deconstruction of such a beautiful part of history.
Make it last forever. Stop in time. Yeah.
That's a behind the scenes look at what I do at my work. But this has got to be one of the coolest festivals I've ever actually been to. Like, it's obviously not open right now. It opens at 5 PM and goes till about 2 AM, so I hear. Just the amount of timbercraft that's gone into this, the woodwork is just insane how much. Everything is made by hand. It's so cool. From the facades of the actual stalls to the swings in the bars, it's incredible when you look at it. It's like nothing I've ever seen in Melbourne. It's really, really insane. I might head to a show if I'm given the chance, maybe later in the week. But today I'm knocked off and I might go explore some of Adelaide. Tomorrow I don't start work until 7 PM, so I've come to the cinema and I've passed my work on the way and it looks absolutely incredible, lit up at night, and it's open till about 1 or 2 AM. So I might swing past it after this. At the moment I'm about to go see Kong. That's it. I've been told it's semi-alright. Bit of fun for explosions and just a typical action movie, really. Kind of looking forward to it. The reason I came was I was just bored at home and hungry and didn't have to get up early tomorrow. So 7 PM shift till 3 AM. Thank you. And I forgot to mention that the streets are absolutely packed at the moment. The streets are closed down for people to walk through and they are absolutely packed. You can barely move through there. There's street entertainers everywhere. Now, this isn't even inside of the festival. This is just main streets of Adelaide in the CBD.
When you're supposed to be sitting in row G, in a cinema that has no row G, confusion ensues. The first Adelaide Fringe, in 1960, came about when a few artists decided to stage their own event in response to the exclusion of many artists from the curated Adelaide Festival of Arts. Activity recorded in 1960 included a mixture of 60 official and unofficial events. It was seen as an alternative to the mainstream Adelaide Festival of Arts. The latter was seen to offer limited opportunity for local and smaller scale artists. The Fringe is an open access event now, allowing anyone with ideas and enthusiasm to register in the program. It continued to be held biannually, and in 1975 the Adelaide Fringe became an incorporated association. In 2006, the South Australian Premier announced that Adelaide Fringe would receive an extra government funding, totalling $2 million, to enable it to become an annual event from 2007 onwards. In 2007, at the first annual Fringe, 130,000 tickets were sold through the Fringe Tix box office system, with an additional 10,000 ticket sales by national ticketing partners. In 2008, 187,000 tickets were sold through the Fringe Tix box office and their national ticketing partners. The final box office income was estimated to reach over $5.3 million, a majority of which revenue was passed back to Fringe artists. In 2010, the Fringe celebrated its 50th anniversary. Compared to the previous year, ticket sales were 27% higher. For the first time, Fringe sold 100,000 tickets prior to opening the parade. The event received extra state government funding of $350,000 to support the anniversary event. The grant covered the cost of producing 8 inflatable astronauts and erecting them around the city. 300,000 tickets were sold at box offices, more than twice as many as were sold in 2007. In 2012, 367,000 tickets were sold, a 10% increase on 2011 sales. Sales equated to an approximate value of $9 million. The event featured 6,500 performances, over 4,000 artists and 923 events, with approximately 40,000 spectators attending. In 2013, 1.8 million people attended the festival, 407,000 tickets were sold, and the dollar value of ticket sales equated to $11.6 million. In 2015, a new CEO and festival director came on board, selling more than $13 million worth of tickets for the Fringe Festival. That's 536,000 tickets sold across 376 venues. If you ask me, that's insane.
Please. This evening's performance happens in, above, and around the tent. For your safety and the safety of the performers, please remain seated for the duration of the performance.
It's 1:30 in the morning and this place is still pumping. People are starting to disappear. I went in and saw 2 shows. I went and saw a 15-minute stand-up comedy from this Canadian guy, and he was quite funny, but there was a lot of hecklers and douchebags, so most of the time he was just yelling at them, which was a shame because they really ruined the show for everyone else. And he didn't get, halfway through a joke before these people would just yell at him, and they were totally wasted. It was kind of a upsetting thing, really. But I just went and saw Limbo Unhinged. It started at 12 and it's just finished. It's now 1:30. Holy crap, one of the most amazing shows I've ever seen. Now, I get to go to all these for free because I work here. I'm not even sure entirely how much it costs to go to these shows. I know it's not exactly cheap, but oh my god, like, this was amazing. So many different talents, and I'll see if I can find a link and post it, because if you get the chance to see Limbo, 100% do go and see it. It's absolutely incredible and you will not regret it.
Hey travellers, thanks for swinging by. That's about all I have time for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Adelaide. Stay tuned for the next episode, where I head to jail. If you're intrigued, stay tuned. And as always, this is an Aussie Abroad, signing off.